Hi guys, so welcome once again to one of the finest reviewing YouTube account. So today we are going to do a review of this latest HP laptop that we got here. It is HP 745G6, as you can see right there, 745G6 series. So it's one of the latest HP laptop series in the market currently. So I'll just take you through the outlook before we get into the internal specs. I know you're much interested in the outlook. So as you can see, it's something so sleek, slim, stylish. You can mention all the good words to describe this machine. All those good terms that can come to your eyes will all describe it to the point. So first and foremost, this laptop comes with an aluminum casing, which is, you can see, if you try scratching it with something, then it is scratch proof and you can hear the sound. Yeah, it's almost metallic. And also if you use a spoon, I'm using a spoon because this is one of the things that we'll be using side by side. If you're using the laptop, maybe you're taking tea and maybe your spoon drops on the laptop. So these are some of the things that might scratch the laptop. But now, you see, even if you scratch it with the screen, nothing bad happens. Yeah, scratch the casing, nothing bad happens because it uses a very strong aluminum casing, which makes the laptop so durable, strong, but also lightweight. Yeah, you can see how it is with the aluminum casing. The hinges are so strong. You can see how the hinge is so strong. In the old days, we had the issue with the HP laptops, especially the hinges, but now they decided to use the aluminum casing to make them strong and durable. So that's what you can see here. Yeah, very strong casing on the lower side. That's what you see. So let's just go through the ports first before I open the keyboard part. So on the ports, on the right hand side, we have the first port here. This is the charging port. Then you have this USB-C port. So one good thing about this USB-C port is that you can also use a charger for this laptop. So you can also use USB-C charging for this laptop from 45 watts to 65 watts. You can also use this normal blue pin charger, normal blue pin HP charger. Let me just show you the blue pin charger, how it looks like. So this is the blue pin charger, as you can see. This is how it looks like. So it goes in through here. You can also use the USB-C port, as I said. We have this card that we are not going to talk about it because 90% or 100% of you guys don't use it. So let's just assume it there. It's for technical stuff, military stuff, and the rest. Then we have this Ethernet port here, LAN cable. We have HDMI port. Traditionally, the ELITEBOOks didn't come with HDMI ports, but on this one, they've decided to bring them back. Most of them had the display port instead of the HDMI port, so on this one, they decided to bring the HDMI port back. Then we have USB 3.1 port here. That's very fast for data transfer and everything that you might want to do with this port. We have the audio port here, you can see. Then we also have something special here, SIM card slot. This SIM card slot means this laptop has the ability to use a SIM card, and it can connect to the internet using the 4G LTE model, which is pretty fast and of good connectivity. On the lower side, before we go to the right side, we have the ventilation port here. This is a ventilation port allowing inflow of air and outflow of air inside the machine and out of the machine. So this is what we have on the lower side. We have these four rubbers here, so that when you place it on the table, it sticks and doesn't slide so easily. And also it allows for some distance for airflow below the laptop. So on this other side, we have the lock port. You can lock your laptop. Maybe you're using it on outside somewhere. You can lock it here. There are those laptop locks that you can use. They normally enter through this port here, so don't worry about the port. Then we have the ventilation port here for airflow outside the laptop, mainly because the fan is just down here. So when air inflows through these ventilations here, they come out through here for cooling. So, and then we have another USB 3.1 port here. Then we also have this AC card port here that once again 99% of us rarely use it, but it's important. They have to put it there for the military people and those IT gurus that normally use the machine to some different levels. So right here we have this small spacing for opening the lid. Let's just open the lid to see how the inside looks. Yeah, so this is the screen. Right at the bottom we have that nice HP display logo. This is how the screen is. So one good thing about this laptop, and they've really catered into the modern day IT gurus needs, the privacy of the camera. So we have this shutter here, camera shutter, you can see. So if you use this shutter, yeah, it's clear. You can see if it is on this side, the camera, you can see the camera, and on this side you can close the camera. So these have saved a lot of people from using the selotapes that makes most of the laptop look bad. You have a very nice laptop like this, and then you placed here sellotape, so it looks so bad. And instead they have inculcated this into the machine so that you can just slide the shutter to block your camera, because this is the safest and no one else can remove this shutter here if it's not you physically. No software or no code can remove the camera there. Yeah, it's something you have to do physically to switch it. So there on the keyboard side we have these ports here. All these ports are for speakers, and remember this laptop, the speakers or the sound system is designed by Bang & Olufsen, so it means it has very nice speakers of very quality sound, crispy sound, quality sound, you can mention it. So the sound is just as legit as you want it to be. On the keyboard side, so we have the power button here. The keyboard is just as good as most of the HP keyboards. In fact, it's better than the previous ones because the feel is nice. Yeah, they're well placed. We also have this mouse, emergency mouse here on the keyboard, right here. On the front line of the keyboard, so where we have the F1 keys, we have this key for, this normally the key for backlight. Yeah, I'll show you when the laptop is on. And then we have these shortcut keys for receiving a phone call, and this one for, all these two keys are for phone call. So you have so many stuffs on this keyboard that so many shortcuts. And right here we have the fingerprint, which is also a good advantage for security. Most of the time if you use the pin and the rest, maybe sometimes they do take a lot of time to sign in, but the fingerprint is pretty fast. That's why I'll show you in this video once again how the fingerprint is pretty fast. The trackpad, you've been waiting for it. So we have a glass trackpad here, which is very smooth, efficient. So we have the right click and the left click, they're just here, but you can also use these two if you are not a fan of using the imaginary ones. Yeah, so that's how it looks. Once again, I know you're longing to see what's on the inside, so let's get into the inside and see the specs of this great laptop. So I'll just power it on to see how fast it turns on and how fast you're going to log in with the fingerprint instead of the pin. So right there we go, power it on. So let's count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it's taking much longer, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's taking 19 seconds to power on. Okay, 19 seconds too much, but maybe that's sort of a glitch. I expected it to power on faster than that, but that's a story for another day. So let's log in into the laptop. So first thing first, we're not going to use the pin because we said it's going to take a lot of time. So let's just use the pin, the fingerprint scanner. So this is my fingerprint. Yeah, you can scan it on the camera. So this is how we do it, as fast as possible. See, we are in. Let's assume that we've already signed into the laptop. Just a moment for that to clear out. because there's some things that you have to set up. This is for the first time you're signing in. So let's just give it a moment, just stick around. You can take this time to subscribe to the account. If you find this account so useful up to this point, subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a like, guys. I really appreciate the match to this point that you've reached the video. So once again, you're almost there. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Please do subscribe, because I really appreciate your support, guys. I really appreciate. Do subscribe, do like the video. Those are some of the things that I really appreciate from you guys, because that's the only favor you can do for me, subscribing, so that at least next time when I do a review, a better review of another latest model or older models, we just do comparison of the laptops, you'll be here and you'll be informed right on time. So I still have this spoon here, and once again I told you this laptop, the aluminum casing is so good that even if you scratch with this screen here, there's no damage on it. This laptop is taking so long to sign in, but we're almost there, so nothing bad can happen to the casing. So that is it. You can see how it is. So we're just going to do a pretty fast look into the specs, because that is what we've been waiting for to this part of the video. So let's get into it. And there's this shortcut that I've always been telling you to use, maybe if you want to check on the specs, or if you're a beginner, you're buying the laptop for the first time and you want to check on all specs of the laptop. So what do? You click on Control right here, Control, Shift and Escape. So if you click on that, you're going to get to the task manager of the laptop. Yeah, so at the task manager, this is how the task manager is. Yeah, so the task manager, you navigate to this part here. I'm using Windows 11, so right there to the performance tab, you click on the performance tab. Something is happening. So the performance tab right here, you can see. So this is how the performance tab is. I'm just trying to shift the focus on the, so that you can see the processor. Let me just bring it closer once again. Sorry for that. So as you can see, the CPU is this laptop comes with a AMD RYZEN Pro 7 3700W with the Radeon Vega mobile graphics. Yeah, so right here you have the base speed is 2.3 GHz, but the turbo speed of this laptop is 4 GHz. So base speed is just the normal speed, operating speed. So currently it's operating at 1.3 GHz because we are not doing anything so demanding. Yeah, so it has it's a single socket with 4 cores and 8 logical processors. That means that this laptop can support a lot of multitasking. So if you're a person who does video editing stuff, the moment you're rendering, it will be so fast because you have so many cores for rendering. And if you're doing some other stuff like what do you say, maybe gaming, you can also do light gaming on this laptop, not heavy gaming but light gaming, because the processor is so good for gaming. And on the memory here, it comes with a, you can see, so we have 16 GB of RAM. Yeah, 16 GB of RAM. 2 slots are currently in use here. The speed of single RAM is 2400 megahertz. Yeah, so it's a 16 GB of RAM. You can see 16 GB of RAM. 5.2 used at the moment, so we have 10.4 available free. On the disk is a Samsung NVMe, yeah, 256 GB. That's expandable. You can expand it to 1 terabyte if you want. Remember, the RAM of this laptop can also be expanded to 32 GB because it supports that. For the Wi-Fi, it uses a card that is modern and supports even the future generation Wi-Fi standards and speeds. So the GPU here, you can see we have the GPU. So it comes with the integrated GPU of AMD Radeon, which is of 2 GB. You can see right here, 2 GB of graphics, dedicated graphics. So with that supports DirectX 12. Once again, I say this laptop supports, you can use it for gaming, you can use it for video editing. It's a professional and enterprise laptop that supports a lot of stuff, especially multitasking, because for a professional place, you do a lot of multitasking. You open so many tabs, you do so many things at the same time. So this is a laptop that supports all those. You because it has the RAM is so big. 16 GB of RAM is more than enough. You have a 2 GB of graphics for rendering and video editing. And remember, the screen is also full HD, so it supports it's good coloring. You can even see from the background. Yeah, the colors are displayed just as you want them to be, so crispy, clear, and very detailed. So yeah, right there you can see it's a 1920 by 1080 full HD resolution, the best resolution you'll want for a modern laptop. So I'm not going to get into some other details, because there are some other details that are adjustable, but you've seen the internal specs. And one thing that I was forgetting just before we finish, remember this laptop has two chargers. We have the 65 watts and the USB-C port, but the battery is pretty good. It can last you 5 to 6 hours. And the best thing about the battery or the charging system of this laptop is that it can charge so fast, like from 30%, from 0% to 50% in 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes, you have 50% of charge that can take you for the next 4 hours, or let's say 5 hours, depending on what you're doing in the laptop. So don't forget once again to like on the video, share, subscribe if you love the review. See you next time on another review, just at the same time, same place. Bye guys. Thank you so much for subscribing.